Hey, how's it going? Capricorn Robin here with AriesFireTarot. Thanks for joining me today, guys, on the channel. I'm getting ready to do December 2020 month ahead readings for your sign, and this is going to be for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course any Capricorn cross watchers. So I hope you enjoy this reading as I tap into your sign at the time that I'm shuffling the deck and doing this for you. Keep in mind it's a general reading, but I do hope it resonates and that you enjoy it. And yeah, so Witch's Tarot is in my hands and I'm shuffling this deck for you. And we're going to look at a month ahead tarot card spread. And this is a new one. I just pulled it off the web. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So this one is going to ask our guides for you, what do you need to know about the new month, December 2020? And I'll do a deck cut here. Wow. This could be a period of extreme indecision, extreme self-doubt. Maybe kidding yourself about the certain facts that you're seeing and allowing things to keep you firmly planted in place instead of looking at the raw reality of a situation and being able to free your mind and move ahead. So I'm seeing the remnants of the past in the background. Hold on for a second. I can't decide if I want my sleeves up or down. So there's the remnants of the past in the background, and it could be holding you where you no longer need to be. And that could definitely be in the form of a person that doesn't belong in your life anymore. I'm seeing a real convoluted, twisted energy surrounding you. So let's see. I'm going to pull another card. How will you feel in the new month, December 2020? Yikes. Okay, so we have the shadow self here. So you guys could be going through a dark night of the soul. You can see how this is a very fear-inciting card. You know, there's light trying to come in. You guys, there's a blindfold on the character in this card. It's like there's a truth trying to come into you, but you're refusing to see it. Like, you might be scared of the truth. You could be having visions that you just don't know how to interpret. You could be getting visited by guides that you're just not prepared to see right now. You guys could be visited by your ancestors that have messages for you, but I'm seeing where fear is blocking your path. The dark night of the soul, if you're not familiar with it, this is accepting your shadow self, and there is the shadow self here. Shadow self is you. It's just the darker side of you. This is very compelling in the sense that feeling very trapped, overwhelmed, unsure of yourself, maybe not trusting yourself. You know, being afraid of that shadow self, being afraid of like those, you know, everybody has negative thoughts and not knowing where that comes from. Wanting that to pipe down, not wanting to listen to that voice, but that voice is always going to be there. So your shadow self comes in and triggers you so that you know what to heal in yourself. You might just want to do a little bit of research on the dark night of the soul and shadow self and really start to face forward into it so that you can start a deeper healing and knowledge of yourself, Capricorn. Let's see how your relationships will be in the new month, December 2020. I mean, this is a good sign. You've got the 10 of Cups here, so everything being very beautiful, but there is a little bit of work on self that needs to be done here in order to get you to this position. You know, you've taken everything here and moved it forward and kind of accepted it. And then the 10 of Cups energy can come in. And it's very beautiful and powerful, and there's a family there, and maybe there's going to be a reconciliation with somebody in your family that you never got along with. And maybe when you start looking at these darker thoughts, you'll be able to understand somebody else a little bit better on a different level. There could be like somebody, I'm seeing a parent figure that you just never understood what made them tick, and you just thought they were such an angry person. But now you're experiencing these thoughts, so you might be able to see people a little bit more clearly, and that will usher in this age of reconciliation where, you know, you can see what motivated other people to behave the way that they did, and then that grudge can be released, you know, because everybody's on their own journey. Very, very interesting here. So let's see how your home life is going to be in December 2020. You've got the Queen of Wands, and this is a very relaxed energy with the Queen of Wands, where she's like totally accepting. And you could have a fire sign coming in and helping you out here. This could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They could help you mend fences with whoever. And they could have been the bane of your existence when you were going through your childhood, and you just like, why are they so mad at me? But they were never mad at you. They would never, you just were there. You were just witness to it. And it can be very difficult to understand that as a child growing up, or, you know, anywhere till you get to a certain point in your life where you start to recognize that everybody's on their own path, and sometimes you're the unfortunate witness to somebody else's deep and dark and real struggle, and it can feel like it's your fault, and it can feel like you're responsible, but you're not, you know. So the Queen of Wands, she's like, oh, okay, I see that now, and that's why, you know, and things can start to really open up. And really let the sun shine into those dark places of your story, and take the blindfold off of that Eight of Swords, where you don't blame yourself anymore for experiences that you were not responsible for, but you had a front row seat to. Man. So that's a good thing. You can really start to relax and start to, your demons will calm down. They won't be taking such a pilot seat for you anymore. They won't be flying the plane. You can put them in the baggage carousel. Carousel? Compartment? What's the overall theme of the new month? This can really release you guys. You've got the Three of Wands. There's a lot of hard work that comes in with understanding other people's motivation, understanding your own dark night of the soul, understanding your own shadow self. And when you accept your own shadow self, it's easier for you to step back and not judge other people and their shadows and what drove them. Like, childhood can be so riddled, like life in general, you know, and misinterpreting and blowing things up to, they're not even real anymore, but they become the monsters under your bed, you know? It's like you're starting your journey over again. You can go back to square one and go, okay, well, all of this is behind me with these two wands behind you. And you have this bigger, stronger wand in front of you, and you're going to use that as your guide and move forward. So you have very promising aspects, but it could be like, it could be really dark the first couple of weeks of December, where you're just like really wrestling with demons. And a message from the universe about the new month here for you guys. So you have the Seven of Wands, and look at this guy. He's like trying to push things back down with the Seven of Wands. And sometimes things, they just need to disappear from your memory. You need to stick up for yourself. If there was somebody that you thought was really cruel in your life, you need to go talk to them, because they probably have no idea how they impacted you. They just didn't even realize. They were just on their own journey. They were having a very stressed out or very difficult time, and they didn't realize through the innocence of your eyes how you were perceiving it. And very impressionable minds, they always take the blame for what is going on. Like if your parents went through a divorce, or, you know, somebody in your family when you were a child was dealing with addiction, you look at that and it turns into such a monster, you know, and then you think that somehow it's your fault as a child, but it's not. And there's a certain suppression here. But there's also this character, he's looking it right in the face and he's saying, okay, it's time for me to stick up for myself and go and tell that person, this is how this changed me and this is how that impacted me and what was happening. And they'll probably just be mortified that that happened, and, you know, that you perceived it that way. And then you'll start to understand through a conversation with them that it was not you. It was their own demons that gave you your own little basket of demons to deal with, you know, and you can start to really put that back where it belongs. I'm going to pull one more card here for you guys. So this is the High Priest, and this is somebody with incredible spiritual connection. This is somebody that believes in a higher power. This is also going to be the key to your freedom here and talking to this person. If you cannot talk to this person live, write them a letter or just speak to them out loud. You might want to go, like if they're no longer with you, visit their memorial and talk to them, and even just speaking things that you've kept close to yourself that you've never told anybody before. It's going to release that, you know, and this is what you need here to be able to move through to this 10 of Cups energy, because you can't live like this anymore with this 8 of Swords and the shadow self. It's terrifying, and it is just kind of shaping your soul in the wrong way. So it's really, really time to look forward and go and talk to that person that holds the key to this mystery, you know, and what really happened to people, you know? There's so many things that happen to people, like, that you just have no conception of. Like my grandmother was always very, very, she was a strange person, and she would say and do really weird things and not let people in very close to her. And then I found out from somebody else in my family that she was, like, her mother ran away when she was a child, a very young child, and she wanted to be an actress. And you've got to think that this was in, jeez, the 1920s. And then my great-grandmother ended up being in a barroom brawl and got knocked over the head and died. Like somebody bottled her, like smashed a bottle over top of her head. So that shaped my grandmother, and she probably always thought it was her fault when she was growing up, that she did something to make her mother run away. And she carried that burden, and it made her express herself to people in very bizarre ways, very bizarre ways. So you don't always know what other people had to deal with, but what you experience is how they're trying to manage it. And if they're not good with their emotions, or, you know, just processing things, or if they don't understand the full picture of what happened to them, they're going to turn that around and put it right on you. And then you have to draw the line right now, Capricorn, and you have to say, this isn't happening to me. I'm not doing this to my children. I'm not turning this into something where I'm going to blame my partner. So this is totally in your power to dissolve or suppress, and then look forward to a really beautiful, clean, clear future. But speaking to somebody that holds the key to your past is going to unlock it. Very, very interesting cards for you. Very, very interesting month. So you can expect a lot of emotion and a lot of very, very plain conversations. And be prepared to ask some difficult questions in December. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.